welcome, welcome, welcome. What a beautiful day it is, everybody. Thank you so much for coming this Tuesday. I am Kimberly Clemens, your host of Chats and Chuckles. This is the day that the Lord has made, and of course, I am rejoicing. I am so glad in this day. Y'all, I want to tell you once again, we have an extra special guest this week. I say that every week, but I am truly, truly being honest. Every week we have an amazing guest, and this week is just like each other week. So I do not want to prolong the hour. I am going to introduce to you the magnificent
Yeah.
Kyra Jefferson.
Yay!
Yeah, this is really, I believe this is a divine moment
Yes, ma'am.
because it what a blessing it is when you could ask somebody to come on the show and they say yes and show up ready to just be who they are, right?
Yes,
What
definitely.
what a blessing it is. So I first want to thank you for coming by here today. It is an honor for me to be the host of Chats and Chuckles here at
Yes.
WHPR TV with the wonderful, wonderful, wonderful RJ Watkins. And I want to give a quick shout out to my good friend Darwin, because, like I say, he was the one that introduced me to this wonderful studio and station. But I want to let the audience get to know a little bit about you. So I'm going to ask the magic question. The magic question is, who are you?
Wow, what a question.
Not what you do.
But who am I?
Who are you?
I am one of God's authentic originals. I am his
Yes.
trailblazer in the earth. I am one of his executors. I am the wonderful daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Jefferson, because without them, there would be no me.
Come on.
And so I am honored. I am grateful to be here. I am always honored to speak and be a representative for God, for my family, my lineage, and my legacy.
This woman know who she is.
That's a good thing.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So, I mean, that was a mouthful and something to really kind of ponder and think about. Now, when somebody meet you, do they get all of that in the beginning?
No, ma'am. No.
So they get bits and pieces.
Yes, you have to give people bits so they can chew on them and come back and get another piece and
Oh, that's
then,
good.
bite on that. And, sometimes information is to be processed, is to be dissected. All information you get, sometimes you don't have a response because you need to ponder on it. You need to think about it. You need to weigh something, maybe this against that. And so sometimes, even though you have a good nugget, you may not have an immediate response. And sometimes
True.
the nugget may not even resonate at that particular time or moment. There might have to be an occasion in life or something come up, and it's like, wow,
Yeah.
where the two collide and meet.
Yeah, I love that. And knowing who you are, I wish everybody knew who they were.
It's a deep dive,
Yeah.
and you have to be willing to take the good with the bad, because
Absolutely.
we all have positives, we all have negatives, we all have strong points, we all have
Absolutely.
weaknesses, and you have to respect your weakness. You have to respect your shortcomings, because we all got them.
Absolutely.
And how do you fix it? How do you bridge the gap? If I have a weakness, like I'll just say me, technology, social media is something I have really had to take time and dedicate to try to, YouTube videos, asking questions, this, that. So in anything, if you want it, you would do the homework, you would do the work.
Oh yeah, and I know homework is something some of us don't really like to do. But I will say, with just hearing all of what you said, how long did it take you to know, who you are? Like, did it take you half your life to find out who you were?
Long time, because one thing that is interesting about life, period, is lives. But the difference is when you decide to submit to God, when you decide to, give your life to God, not like when you give your life to God, everything immediately changes,
Right.
your little habits run away, nothing like that. But when you decide that you want to submit, you begin to think about things you need to change, things you need to do. And that process, just having to look at yourself,
Yeah.
that reflection in the mirror is a deep piece sometimes. Like, I'll use me for an example. I realized that God told me one day, in order to take you to millionaire status, you got to work on your attitude and your temper.
Hmm.
You can't pop off, be mad, angry, express all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes when things happen, God will give you a time to express yourself. Sometimes when things happen, that particular time is not always the time
Right.
to express it. Sometimes, especially anger, emotions, in that moment, our expression of whatever we're thinking or feeling at that time is not going to be effective to whomever you're angry at.
And that goes a long way, and all of us can really take a piece of that and kind of look inward and really realize the things that we go through on a daily basis.
Oh my goodness.
Is it the right time to to say what you want to say that's in your mind, to say? So that's a good little nugget.
But even with that, I with me, even when I learn myself, like I know my powers, my characteristics, but I can say, "Oh yeah, I got this. I know me," and then God'll throw something else in the pot, and I'll be like, "Oh, okay." Well,
So
what we
so
got to
it's
learn
really
now, then I have
it's
to
always
learn something
something
else.
to
I have
work
to
on.
learn or make an adjustment with
Yep.
me.
Yep.
So
Yep. Always
it's like
learning
learning
yourself.
me to me for even for myself is like
Hmm.
a lifetime journey. Because
That's
even when I
good.
think I got it all together, something can come and, like anything, something can come and shake your foundation.
Yeah.
Something can come shake your world. And how do you deal with that earthquake?
How do you respond to that?
Yes.
Yeah. So let's talk about where are you from?
Detroit, Michigan, born, bred.
Detroit, Michigan. Which
Yes.
side? That's another
West
good
side is
West
the
side.
best side.
Oh, I mean,
I'm just
we
playing, y'all.
love
All
that.
sides good now. Don't be coming for me.
You know what? We love Detroit, right?
Yes.
Especially like when you're from Detroit, you actually want to
Oh,
rep
everywhere I go out
Detroit,
of
but really
town,
rep
I
your
rep.
side.
I always take Detroit gear when I travel.
Oh yeah. Oh, we got to.
Yes,
We
gotta let them know where we
absolutely got
coming
to.
from,
Right,
and
right.
it actually helps a lot of times. Y'all trust me.
So I think this is a great moment to say, congratulations to the Michigan basketball team. We are
Yes,
so
go
excited
blue, go
for
blue.
the win last night. I do have my gear on. I got my Michigan blue and
Yes, she
yellow.
is geared up, y'all.
Oh
She
yes, I have to
she is
represent.
supporting the win.
Yeah. Supported the team. Oh, and I do want to say I was so glad to see the Fab Five, commentating the other day. So it really is a great win for Michigan. So we always gonna rep.
Definitely.
Always gonna rep.
Born and bred.
So from Detroit,
Yes.
family.
Yes. Parents, my dad is deceased. I have an older sister, three nieces.
Okay. So
Yes.
okay. So you got a family. What about home for you? Any children? Any significant other? Husband? What?
Not at this time.
Okay, so all of that of who you are, you get to know all of who you are.
Yes, I get to date myself. I told somebody one day, you're not a good date if you can't take yourself out and enjoy you.
Okay. All right, that's good. So
Hmm.
y'all, look at this. She know who she
I
is.
do.
All right, now we we happy that you know who you are. You're confident in who you are,
Yes, ma'am.
and you're available.
Yes, I am.
Available. So we want to get that little plug in
All
there
right.
because everybody, every whole man is looking for a whole woman.
Yes.
Somebody that got themselves together.
Yes. I
Okay.
agree.
I,
But sometimes make sure you whole.
right.
Sometimes your analogy of whole, we sometimes have a different perception as men and women of what that consists of. But
I like the but. I like the
yeah, I
but.
just had a recent one of those. I'm like, I think you need to go back to the drawing board.
I think that's cool though. So I want to talk a little bit about the things that you are doing or have done. Just from your experiences and how you've gotten through some challenges, how you've overcome those things. So tell us a little bit about some of the experiences that you've had.
Well, currently I am working on developing a block in the Old Redford area.
A whole block?
Yeah, there's two houses on the block. They land bank houses, rehab those, sold those. The homeowners have been in there. I think this year maybe 3 years, might be 3 or 4. Can't quite remember. And so there are 7 other lots, 5 consecutive lots. So looking to build newly built townhomes on there. So
So is this a block like why the block?
well, that's kind of how it went when I was going to, let's see, what did I do? I went to a meeting in the Old Redford area and met some of the business liaisons, neighborhood liaisons, met a young lady and went through a program about home ownership. They talked about land bank houses, different things like that. And end up meeting Dave Walker and her and went through the program. And because I was a developer, not really interested in home ownership, but she was like, go through the program, meet some people, lenders, different things like that. Went through the program and one day ran into her. She asked me to get on a Zoom call.
Now wait, what type of program was this? Is this something that's open to everybody or was it a
It was open
exclusive?
to everybody because it's been a couple years ago, but it was called Pathways to Homeownership. That's the name. That was the name of it, Pathways to
Okay.
Homeownership. And ran into her, and her name was Carla. I think it was, I don't know if it was Williams or not, but I know it was Carla. Ran into Carla. She asked me to get on a Zoom call. And they knew I was into, at the time, I have a partnership with Detroit Development Fund. So me and Detroit Development Fund, I wrote a business plan about transitioning tenants to homeowners. And through
Okay.
that, they gave me a line of credit. So I would buy the houses, the line of credit funded the rehab, and so we would sell the houses. And through that partnership, we probably have at least 5 to 7 African American first time home buyers.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And then they also funded the rehab for the two homes.
That is
And I
huge.
did a picnic on the block. And so she knew about the houses. And at the time I did the picnic, the houses weren't complete yet, but just to let people know I was there,
Mhm.
what I was doing. And so get on the Zoom call, and she asked me to take a look at the block. And she said, I think Flagstar was going to get it, but they couldn't figure out how to do the rehab, and then a nonprofit, but they couldn't come up and show that they had the funds. And so she asked me would I take a look at the block, the houses first. So they let me purchase the two houses and the lots next to them. And then once I could
Wow.
finish those, they gave me site control over the 5 consecutive lots.
Wow. So there are programs out there
Hmm.
for people to be a part of that they can become funders, lenders,
Well,
homeowners.
homeowners definitely, but the program with Detroit Development Fund was a partnership for to provide home ownership, because we have a lot of people that desire home ownership. We have a lot of abandoned houses,
Mm.
different things like that. So I took abandoned houses, rehabbed them, and we put homeowners in them. So it did a twofold. It allowed them to be a first time home buyer, and it also helped the block and fill the home that was empty and vacant.
Wow. Now, is this something you always wanted to do, or was this an opportunity that just fell into your lap?
No. When I was working for the state, I was working and I had rental property. And then once I left the job, I did different workshops and different things for entrepreneurs, and that's how I've went to an event and connected with Detroit Development Fund. And also, I'm a big networker. I go to a lot of different things, events, all kind of stuff. And then I went to a gentleman named Jason Cole. He has it's called Michigan Minority Contracting, and then he has a thing called RIA, Real Estate Investment Association. So he had a meeting, and at the meeting was a young lady speaking from Capital Impact about applying for a program where they transition um, people to developers. So they transition like real estate investors, property managers, different things to developers. And so I asked him, should I apply? And he said, yeah, apply, whatever. And so I got chosen. So they
Wow.
choose 20 minorities. I think it started in like 2018.
So you were already a realtor.
I'm not a realtor, I'm a real estate investor. So I
An
was already a real
investor.
estate investor. I already owned property. I already managed property at the time. I also already had the partnership with Detroit Development Fund where we were purchasing and rehabbing properties. So that was already in stone at the time. But
Mm.
the becoming a developer was not my idea.
Wasn't it?
Oh my God.
But it sounds like networking, getting
Yes.
out there, learning about these programs. Then you could be, open to being a part of something big.
And the program, just about everything I've done so far, it's been no cost. I think the most I paid, I did a program with Lifeline, and I think it was like $50. And Lifeline was the program that helped me write the business plan to get funded by Detroit Development
Say that
Fund.
again. Everything you've done so far has been no cost
No
or
cost.
low cost.
I graduated from the Turner Construction Management Program. It was an application. They picked 35 businesses. I was one of them. There's so many programs, but you got to take the time to find out the programs. That's what networking is about. You
Mhm.
also have to make sure you apply by the deadline. If they turn you down, we've heard no before. I know a gentleman with the Capital Impact Program. He got turned down. We talked about it. I had him restructure his application, and he got in the next time.
Wow. So you also help people with the applications?
I helped him with the application
Okay. Okay. But not
because
but someone helped you.
nobody helped me with my application. No, I filled out my application on my own and had got my own references and all that kind of stuff. I didn't need help with the application. I only helped him because I knew him, and he said he got turned down. So I asked him some questions, different things, and I said, "Well, switch it up this way," and it worked.
And he got
Yep. Didn't say thank you, but he did get it.
didn't say thank you.
I ended up finding out he got in the program. They had a networking event where they had the people that they allowed in and then the alumni group. And that's how I found out.
So there are a lot of opportunities in Detroit.
Oh, yes. Hmm.
So how would one find out? So if a person is listening to you right now saying, "Wow, okay, she did this. I wonder where I should start."
First of all, we are in the height of technology. So, whatever your craft is, whether it's books, whether it's construction, whether it's baking, there is a group or an organization, I promise you, for everything. If you go to one thing, the one thing will open up other things. Just like when I came here, I had to sign in, put my information. They take those sign in lists, they'll send things for other programs, and a lot of times companies or organizations are affiliated with other organizations. So they may have an event and it might be four or five organizations. Like I went to an event at the WC3 on Outer Drive. So it was a home buyer event, but I met lenders, I met title companies. I wasn't there to buy a home. I was there to make certain connections because I also do consulting to help people start businesses, to help them get into real estate. So I was there to make connections with title companies, lenders, to help them help my clients get into homes and, different ways, based upon credit score, what can you offer that other lenders are not offering. So I basically was there just to get information for my clients. But in that, I'm making connections, I'm meeting other people. So you have to go where whatever you want to do is. So like in Detroit, they have all kind of different things for first time home buyers. They have different things for contractors, construction workers. There's all kind of workshops and Facebook pages and groups for books and so you just have to dive in. You just have to be willing to take a risk and do it afraid. I mean, they people. What's the worst that can happen?
Right. And then the people that show up to be a part of the class, you probably could meet so many people that are doing all
Yes.
kind of things.
And you're not there to meet everybody.
Mm.
You're not there to meet everybody. When I network, this is my rule. I don't care if it's 10 people or 100 people, 3 people.
Mm.
3 people, I'm pretty much done. Anything else is extra. I don't want over 5 because I'm not going to remember unless I write it down and all that kind of stuff. So my rule is 3, and one person can change your life. You don't even need 3.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Like I'm here.
Yeah. So how long did it take you from the first time that you went to a networking event? How long did it take you to get the ball rolling, with the application and receiving, what you needed?
I would say probably maybe a couple months because a lot of the work, most of the work is yours.
So a couple of months, that seemed quick.
It's
Or,
how bad you want it.
mm,
Because what you want 9 times out of 10 is in the room. It may not look like what you want. It may not necessarily speak, but it might not be the full package, but it could be just the one nugget.
mm,
Like, say, for instance, I want help with social media, maybe my computer, this, that. If I meet somebody that helped me with social media, I got one thing checked off the list.
right.
So when you networking, you not there to fix everything.
Right. Now, are people still bartering?
I'm not aware of it.
So if I have a service, if I'm good at social media, and then you have something that I need, we don't necessarily exchange money, but we exchange services. So I would, if I'm social media savvy, then, oh yeah, I'll do your social media work. Now, if I need my computer worked on, or if I need,
Hmm.
a website, you'll say, oh, okay, I can do websites. I'll do your website, you do my social media.
It's a great idea, but actually making it happen is a different thing. I've paid people and they haven't, you know, done what they're supposed to. So, barter and exchange, yes, it can work, but it has to be, you definitely have to trust the person because, and if you do barter and exchange, you don't want to give everything you're supposed to give to them. You want to kind of make sure, get a little, give a little,
Yeah,
that
that's
the
wisdom.
exchange is fair.
That's wisdom, because bartering is straight old school, and it was
Yes.
some real people with some real
We did
skills
better.
and things.
We
You
did
know,
better
back
when
then.
we what's interesting is I think we did better when we in the day when they shook hands than we do now with paperwork.
Wow. All right, everybody. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Go grab your coffee and refill that tea and come right back. Ooh, ooh, ah, ooh, ooh, ah.
Have you ever wanted your own TV show? Have you dreamed of showcasing your talent for the world to see? Well, now you can. Have your own TV show. You can have your own 30-minute show. Not only will you be seen in the Detroit area, but you can be viewed worldwide. For more information, call 313-868-6612. Visit our studios and receive a free TV interview to promote your business, church, or organization by appointment only.
Hey, I'm the new girl at WHPR, Kimberly Clemens, the host of Chats and Chuckles. Tune in on Tuesdays, 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Chats and Chuckles. I am here to bring life to the chatter that matters.
If you enjoy the music, the talk, and the vibe right here on WHPR, we need your support. Help us keep independent radio alive by sending a Cash App donation of whatever you can to $WHPR TV Radio. Every dollar makes a difference. That's $WHPR TV Radio. Support the station that supports you.
I'm Wayne County Treasurer Eric Sabri. If you're behind on your property taxes, we have programs to help. You don't have to lose your house, and you don't have to pay all at once. This summer, our mobile unit will be visiting Wayne County communities to help make it easier to start a payment plan and keep your property. Go online or call to find the plan that's right for you and where you can get help from our mobile unit. The last thing I want is for anyone to lose their property to foreclosure. Make your payments every month and keep your property.
Justice for Mario Willis. Truth. Facts. Evidence. Matter. Log into justiceformariowillis.com. Read for yourself.
Watkins Broadcasting is going worldwide. Now you can watch Detroit's own WHPR on your TV from anywhere in the world. No matter where you are, you can stay in the know with WHPR TV and Roku. You can get your easy-to-install Roku box from wherever you shop for your entertainment gear. Once your Roku box is connected to your TV and internet, go to the channel store on the home menu of the Roku box. Enter WHPR TV in the search engine and add it to your channels. That's it. That's all you need to get the best in entertainment, news, and talk, no matter where you are. Roku brings all of your favorites to your TV. Netflix, Hulu Plus, Crackle, HBO Go, and now WHPR TV, Detroit Live.
The show that you know and love is moving to a new day, place, and time. Packed with real stories and issues, On the Floor is now airing every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. With the capable and incomparable host, Dr. Tara Defoe, dig into real advice and receive restoration for your soul. It's a new time and place, so get ready to be informed and get motivated. On the Floor with Dr. Tara Defoe, every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
313watkins.com. Streaming on Roku.
Because I definitely want to put it on my page.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you all for coming back. We are here with the magnificent Kyra Jefferson, and she's just telling us how she gets out here in the city and get connected to all of the people that she needs to be connected to, and she is getting ready to own homes on a block.
Build
homes.
And new construction is not for the faint or the weak. I'm telling you, it is a journey of a lifetime.
So, Kyra, you started with buying homes, and now you're growing to now you're getting ready to build homes on this block.
Yep, I'm actually going to build townhomes. Yes.
You know what? Detroit is doing some great things because there are a lot of buildings that are going to be going up and used. Now, are these affordable homes or are these going to be,
Well, depends on what the money looking like. But we would love to make them affordable. Right now, I am working to get in touch with the mayor's office because I spoke with her about my project before she was elected and running, and so some of the gentleman that I was speaking to is now on the mayor's side because she was city council then. So trying to reconnect with the office and so that we can get some stuff done because she wants my project and what I am doing is probably more in the midtown downtown, but I'm bringing it straight to the neighborhood.
Straight to the neighborhood. Now, how difficult has the process been? Now, is it difficult because of you being a woman, or is it difficult because of the process?
All of it. The process, the money, being a female, because I'm in a male dominated industry, I get a lot of, unfortunately, pushback from men that look like me.
Yeah, but women doing some great things have
We
been
doing,
doing
and
great
it's
things
not a
for many years.
competition. It's not. We just getting our little foot in the door or whatever, but it's not a competition.
You know what?
Period.
I'm glad that you said that because there
It's
are
not.
enough blocks in the
Yes, and
city
we
of
should be coming
Detroit.
together, working together. But I'm telling you, male or female, but definitely working with males, and when they see the block or find out I got the block, and it's just is helpfulness is just not a strong suit sometimes. But I thank God for Capital Impact. I have an amazing mentor, Richard Hosey, that sticks in there with me, stays, and he gets on Zoom calls and he gets in the thick of it right with me. And he gives me the confidence that I can get it done. He has done some amazing work. He does a lot of apartment buildings and construction like that, but he is my mentor and he has given me that push to stay in the fight, and I'm a win.
Wow. So he does new constructions and all of that stuff, and
He doesn't do new
mentors.
construction, but he rehabs old buildings or old apartment buildings. Like he turned a what is it like? I think one of those VFW halls or whatever, but he turned it into a 26 or 28 unit apartment building on Kirby. So he takes old abandoned buildings, not necessarily apartment buildings, but makes them transition them into apartment buildings. But a lot of his stuff is downtown, midtown area.
Okay. And here you are right in the city.
Yes,
Right
in the
in the
neighborhood.
neighborhood.
Because developers, everybody want to be on the main street, and it's nothing wrong with that. But most of us started in the neighborhood, and we forget about the neighborhood, and they deserve to have their property value bought up. They have stuck and stayed. Some of them can't relocate, don't have the ability, but have been there decades. And so I am going to be the one, the trailblazer for that area. And I'm in a strategic neighborhood zone. So every strategic neighborhood zone has a trailblazer person that comes in first to build and bring up the property values. So didn't know I was chosen to do it, but I am. So in Old Redford there is new construction, but none of them are homes. Most of them are, I think it's a senior living place,
Okay, I
apartment,
saw
things of
that.
that nature, but no homes and nothing is for sale. And I decided to partner with Dave Walker. That's why everybody was telling me to rent the two homes. I sold the homes. Those people are still there. The homes still look like they looked when they purchased them. And the reason that we are selling and not renting is because we are working to stabilize the area. If you purchase, you will stay longer than you rent. So we're looking for stabilization. Most of the people still over there, they own those homes. So instead of putting renters over there, we are putting homeowners. And there's all kind of apartment buildings and stuff over there for people to rent. People
Wow.
need stuff to buy, and we hear that there's a shortage of homes to purchase. So what about affordable newly built homes?
You just made me think about how, people, a lot of the residents were saying how when former Mayor Mike Duggan, he focused on the downtown area. But here, you didn't focus on that. You focused on the neighborhood.
Correct.
You found within your own self how you can make the neighborhood better, and you decided to do something about that.
Yes, and just like we were talking about networking, if I didn't go to the event where they were talking about what they were going to do in the area, and although I met the business neighborhood liaison, I met the neighborhood liaison, and it's the neighborhood liaison that connected me to the block, that asked me to take the pathways to home ownership. I already own homes. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it wasn't like I needed it for any home ownership, but because she asked, and because she had a valid reason, meet people, meet lenders, I met people from the land bank, all of that. So that's what I'm talking about. No, I didn't really need pathways to ownership, but I did it for the connection, and the connection got me the block.
So you got to connect with that business liaison.
They have business liaisons. Every area has business liaisons and neighborhood liaisons. And Detroit Economic Growth Corporation, there is a liaison for every district. They give events all the time.
And Detroit is really good about getting that information out there. You can sign up on the city's website and get those flyers. I mean, they give so much information through that site.
Yep, Community First is another one. Detroit Development Fund give events. You can call if you have a business. You can get with one of their lenders. Even if you're not ready, they'll tell you how to get ready. So they're called CDFIs, Community Development Funding Institutions. So they lend differently from the bank, and a lot of times I know like Huntington Bank will refer you to them because they give them they donate to them so that they can lend to people that are not bankable.
Wow.
But still have a great idea.
It seems like, how those shows come in, they're Hollywood shows, they come into the city and they follow them. It seems like there should be a crew following you.
Somebody said that. So what's also interesting, my Facebook page, I am Kyra Jefferson, and I just transitioned my page last summer because people always compliment me on what I wear. And I try to explain, because I'm an entrepreneur, we cannot necessarily afford, to spend a certain, we have a certain budget, but we still got to look nice. Trust me, presentation is powerful. It can get you somewhere without you even speaking. I just had to put that plug in there.
Oh, absolutely. Definitely.
And so I turned my page. It shows women how to look good for $100 or less.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that's your business.
That's one of the things that I'm expecting God to expand it. I talked about it. A young lady actually called me one day and said, "Remember that page? You said you should do that," and brought me a selfie stick and this little media kit and said, "I see." That's why I'm bringing it up. She said, "I see somebody following you around." Because I go to different resale shops, and then I promote my designer, Mason Tone, which will be at All Things Detroit this Sunday. And she'll have everything, sometimes like $20. So people, and she designed, this is a suit of hers. And it was under $100. Trust me, my whole outfit that I got on today was under $100.
And you look amazing.
My earrings from the resale shop. Boots just fab. They probably was $30, $35. And this is the only suit that I have ever seen her design.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so she normally makes a lot of tops, different things. So
what's her name?
Mason Tone.
And she'll be at
All Things Detroit this Sunday.
All right.
And I think All Things Detroit is from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m., something like that. But I think you have to be VIP the first couple hours, something like that. But yes, All Things Detroit. I brought a beautiful 2 things from her. Spent $40. They was $20 a piece.
Oh, wow.
And they all, she a designer. Everything is original. You will not find no 2 pieces alike. So I'm into original pieces because I'm an authentic original.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yes.
That's really amazing. So, I'm just so fascinated at the things that you're doing in the communities and in the homes. Everything is coming along swiftly, slowly. slowly but surely.
The block is, I'm telling you, me and Guy argue about that block all the time because most people think that that's probably something I dreamed about. I never thought about that. When I left my job, I never even thought about building me a house, let alone a block. And it's an extremely amount of work, pressure, stress, and then the area know I'm there. So if I pull up on the block, when you come in it, baby, if you only knew. And most people, there's a lot of weight in a $2 million project.
Okay.
Yeah, the weight, all the work you have to do, ground testing, surveys. I did a phase 1 survey. I have to do a phase 2, pull permits. I have to rezone because it's an R1, which is single family homes. Because I'm doing townhouses, I have to switch it to an R2. So I got a little piece of cement that's an easement that I gotta, So there is so much work you have to do before you ever put a shovel in the ground. And I have so much respect for people that do, like Richard Hosey and others that do major rehab. Anybody that do new construction, hats off to you. Architects, it's a lot of work.
Wow. So with all that you have to do, are there people that see you on the block saying, "Oh, I want to get in. How can I get an application?"
No.
No, they ain't there yet.
They not there yet. I mean, probably maybe once they see it coming up, things of that nature, because we're going to have where, we'll have where, what it'll look like when it's completely done, like a 3D.
Okay, that board that they put out there so people can see what's happening.
Yeah.
So now what's the projection date for?
God only knows.
Okay.
Because
so
right
you're
now,
moving.
I have the team, everything. I'm just working on financing and funding. And because it's a strategic neighborhood zone, what it costs to build and what I would have to sell them for wouldn't work. So that's why I'm working to get in touch with the mayor and some others, because I have to have subsidies. I have to have people that's going, because I got to make some, I can't build broke. And that's why I'm also creating other streams of income as well.
Wow, that's big. Well, I know it's going to be great. I know it is, and I know the neighborhood is going to really appreciate those homes being built over there. Now, there's a lot going on around what you're doing, too.
Oh, definitely. There's a lot going on in the area. A lot of building, a lot of construction, a lot of things, but it's a strategic neighborhood zone. So over time, Mayor Duggan said they're supposed to put $30 million in the area, in that particular area, just like the Russell Woods and Cody, all the other strategic neighborhood zones, because I think that was the 10th one that was on the map. I don't know if they've designated another one, but yep. So I'm looking for, just like any other strategic neighborhood zone, the money came from somewhere.
Right. So now when you talk about other streams of income, so you got the Facebook page going. I see
it's
that
not making money yet, but we working on it.
You're working on it. But I see you have a book there, so you're an author.
Yes, I am. My book, I don't know if you can see, it's called Jefferson's Journey, the Boom, the Bankruptcy, and the Bounce Back. It tells my story, what my lifestyle was before I filed bankruptcy, how I lived, how I spent my money. And it shows you how God transitioned me, transitioned my mind, my life, and my lifestyle, how I looked at money, how I began to respect money and appreciate it. And 7 years later, I left my job with 18 years seniority. So that is what the book about. And the last chapter is dedicated to God, because without him, I wouldn't make it, because I thought the block was going to take me out, y'all.
So what came first, the book or the vision for the home, for the block?
The book was before the block. Yes. The block came in the midst of it, but yes, the book was first. And so never thought about writing a book, never thought about really being an author. The book took me about 5 years. Never thought I would write another book, but I am actually working on my second book.
Come on.
And know what my third book is going to be. So that's why I say, I know me, but, God will definitely transition, because when I wrote this book, I said I was probably not going to ever write another book. And so I was prophesied. One person said, "Oh, you're going to write some more books?" I was like, "Yeah, right." And the other person said, you're going to need a publishing company, and your second book is going to be this. So it is interesting to have people speak into your life and you like, yeah, okay. And to now be working on the second book and actually know what the third one is going to be. So I'm actually shocked and surprised.
So this book are the experiences that you went through and how you overcame
Yep,
those.
and I have a whole chapter on like streams of income because if you want to get out the hole, it's going to take more than one for most of us. And so even me, I worked and I had property, so I had more than one stream of income.
Okay, so and that's really big because sometimes, well, back in the day, you used to could have one job and
Yeah,
be good.
that day is, yeah.
That day is long gone.
Yeah, and I tell people now, where Trump in office and this and that. But even with Trump in office, God is still on the throne, and God gave us all gifts and talents to utilize. And it's if you want to utilize them or not, but we all have a gift.
That, and that's so good to hear because if you think about the young people that are in school now, getting ready to graduate high school, the dreams look different from back in our day. Back in our day, they were ready to go to college. They had their career lined up. Now you got people ready to graduate high school. They already have a business.
And that's a valid point. And so that's why I have a packet currently teaching kids about financial literacy and starting businesses because we don't know. If you research, there are 10-year-olds getting paid. There's a gentleman that make bow ties. They had to pull him out of high school and homeschool him. So I want to teach our young people what I didn't know. Had I known the importance of money, had I even known on my first real job out of college to put the max in my 401k, had I learned to respect money and understand it at a younger age, there's no telling where I would be now. So, and a lot of times when I say this, they'd be like, well, what about the adults? Well, the adults was young ones too. Mm-hmm. And so I want to start with the children and then possibly bring in the parents and maybe, work with the parents so the kid have a business, parents have a business, and then some people can have family businesses. But we have to think, I don't even want to say necessarily entrepreneurial, but you want to have a side hustle, something else where you make money other than your 9 to 5. And a lot of us, somebody make a good cake. Well, you need to be outside selling that cake on Sunday when they get out of church because they hungry. Yeah. Somebody want a little snack on the way. We got all that. I know a lady that goes to Second Ebb, and I'm telling you, every Sunday she pop that trunk and get down. She have greens and sweets and deviled eggs and all kind of stuff.
We will buy some cake, some pies.
I mean, how many people can make cookies, muffins, and also it's a good way for your kids. So think about it. If you made it, say you have a kid and y'all make the muffins on Saturday and let them post a little table and be outside of whoever allow them or in their vestibule or something. And they, especially if it's good, they gonna buy them. And then especially if you put the kid out there. And not to say we exploit kids, but there were so many businesses I found, believe it or not, where young males and their mothers made cookies. They had a cookie business. There were 4 brothers, African American, cookies. Now you would think it was in the reverse. More of the African American females were into lemonade, although I did find a gentleman that makes lemonade, different flavors. I think he was 10 or 12. He did a video. He started using Splenda because some of his relatives couldn't drink it because of the sugar and diabetes, whatever. So he did a video to Splenda. Mom tagged Splenda in it. Splenda gave him $1,000 because he's selling the lemonade for his college education, and they gave him a bicycle card with his logo and Splenda on it. So see, you can.
It's so
these
much
kids
opportunity.
I'm telling you. So I want to work with the kids to show them how to start businesses and show them because we'll say, okay, the ingredients cost $5, so I'm gonna sell it for 7. But what about the time? So we need to understand about, are you making a profit? And profit loss, not just the ingredients. You still have to. What about your time?
I just saw something that Crystal P put on her page. She was talking about how much, she charges for a cake versus how much a customer expects to pay, for, and she broke it all down. So teaching our youth that, today, I know that will go a long way for them.
Yes, and our youth. What I'm upset with y'all is, y'all know social media way better than us. Y'all can get paid. Y'all can get paid teaching people how to use their phones. You could teach a class, have 10 people, $10. That's $100, and you ain't spent but an hour, maybe 2. You could teach us, and we could teach you. That's where the barter and exchange could come in. But to me, just us mature people, we just ain't interested. We busy. We here, there, everywhere. Y'all got the phone on lock because it's in your hand 24/7.
Right.
So if you could show us a couple tidbits, we'll pay for it. That's what we out here, grinding for anyway. We got the money. So give us the knowledge. We'll give you the money. And there you go. You can have one class every Saturday and get paid.
So now where are these classes being held?
I don't know. I'm just putting a nugget out here for somebody.
Okay, so you have a program.
Oh, well, what I'm doing now is I have a packet that I have sent. Did the program at one school, so I sent out some packets to some schools. I'm getting ready to send out some packets to some churches so that we can get our kids. My goal is to get a church so that we can do maybe a program for the summer. The program I did was 8 weeks, and I got paid to do it, but it's not all about money. We want the kids to learn. We'll take care of all that later, but the whole thing is to impart and pour into our young people because they're intelligent, they technical, but we need to steer them. They want to spend the money, but we got to teach them how to make it.
Absolutely. And I know the city has some summer programs that they are looking for people to partner with.
Oh, I wasn't
also
aware of that.
Oh yeah,
you got to hook me up. I'll definitely do it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But I think that's really, really good. So you got those packets out there for the youth so that they can get this information and become, have some multiple streams of income even at a younger age. And I'm telling you,
they may have to be the trailblazer for their family. Mom things happen financially with parents and all that kind of stuff, and you never know, that child with the business might be the one that helps sustain.
Yeah, and our youth, they're so creative,
so talented.
All types of businesses out there, things that they can do.
I went to a school and a young lady, braid hair and good, 10
years old. Oh yeah.
But imagine if mom said, okay, you can do maybe 1 client on Friday, 2 on Saturday, and then save and invest in her money.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to just tell you about money and who on the dollar. Also what to do. Most of our kids spend plenty of money but have no bank account. They didn't put no savings account. You work at the plant, but you can't put up $100 a month for your child. I've seen people not argue about the $200 jacket but trip out on the $50 tutor.
Oh yeah, that's priorities out of order.
And wisdom and knowledge brings you money.
Yeah. Okay. So this program, you're getting into the hands of churches, schools. Summer is coming, so even community centers. That's a place where kids.
I didn't think about that. Yep. I would definitely look into some community centers. If you got any in mind, let me know. And if anybody wants to reach out and would like for me to come to their church and teach their young people how to start a business, how to get paid, and I will also have other people, come in that are entrepreneurs. I know I'm not the only serial entrepreneur. There are several others out there. I know other real estate investors. I went to high school with a guy that had just retired, owns a lot of properties. So, not only will I be speaking, I will have other people that can come in and provide knowledge and wisdom about entrepreneurship as well. But we can't worry about Trump. We got to focus gifts, talents, and learning how to make our own money because we used to be great at it.
Absolutely. So somebody out there saying, "Well, I don't know where to start. I don't know, I don't have any money, or I'm afraid." What can you tell them?
YouTube, research. You may be afraid, but you still can read. So you still can research, you still can network. Because I guarantee you, if you want to go somewhere, you'll figure out a way and get in that car. So even you can network. Networking doesn't cost money. A lot of times those events are free. So you just have to get there. So just like you, I guarantee you, you say you don't have no money, but I guarantee your hair done, your nails, and your lashes.
That's money right there.
Hey, there you go. So you have to, you have to figure out what's more important. That's why I learned to shop. I learned to be a great, excellent resale shopper. There's nothing you can ask me that I can't tell you where to go get it. So being a resale shopper, garage shopper, all of that. And I'm always fly. Trust me. Check out my Facebook page. I got receipts. So, there's a way to do stuff, and you just have to, when you want it, you'll figure it out.
That's excellent. Now tell everybody where they can get the book.
You can get the book on my website, jeffersonpropertyexperts.com. You can reach out to me through social media. I am Kyra Jefferson on Facebook, Kyra.jeff39 on Instagram, and Kyra Jefferson8 on TikTok. So you can direct message me. I send out all my books, and anybody that buys a book from this show will get a free gift. I sign all my books. I mail all my books myself. Yes, and nobody has the same inscription. Everything, I let the Spirit lead me and tell me exactly what to write.
Well, y'all better check her out. I am so grateful that you stopped by here today.
Thank you for having me.
You are very welcome. Everybody, please tune in next Tuesday. Yeah. I am going to have another special, magnificent guest. I want to thank you all again for tuning in again. And shout out to the Michigan basketball team again. You all are fantastic. All right, I'll see you next Tuesday. Signing off. Ooh, ooh, ooh,